in how they go about it. I mean, really, when we record these, it's really not that different from how a normal conversation between us goes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's kind of cool about it. So, even though I feel really shitty right now, which, by the way, the reason I feel this way is because I had a cheat meal.
Oh yeah.
And so, going through the after effects where I'm just like, oh, my stomach.
Mm-hmm. I hear you on
I
that.
put a whole bunch of stuff that I'm not used to, so my body's treating it like toxins. That's how it feels. I don't know if that's the actuality. Maybe it's just the sodium. Another reason why I say I'm salt sensitive, if I have something salty like Cheez-Its, for instance, fucking love Cheez-Its, that shit hits me hard.
I suppose it would. I mean, it's junk food, and you went on a cleanse, sort of.
Yeah, I cleanse my body. I eat really well. In fact, if I eat like my next meal, it's probably gonna be my diet food that I have, so that'll probably help perk up the whole entire system. Something else. You ever get a cramp in your leg?
Yes.
You know how it sucks?
Yes.
And then you try to walk and there's that lingering pain feel?
Yeah.
I've had that for about a day.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
That sounds like you need, like, you're dehydrated almost.
I just drank a gallon of water.
You should drink it slowly.
I mean, I have been.
Then then you're doing all you can.
Yeah. And it still hurts. I will say this, once I start walking it gets a lot better, but it's I think when I'm stationary for a period of time it just kinda gets stiff. It sucks. I like ice water on a hot day.
Ice water.
Yep. So anyways, let me get into the whole meat and potatoes of an introduction. Hello, welcome to the Gilcast, part 20, I think.
You know better than I do.
Actually, I can look this up. The last part we did just got posted today.
Ah, cool.
So I can actually go to my YouTube app that I have on my phone, do a real quick search, go to the notifications because I happen to be subscribed to my channel. Because I do that.
To your channel.
I do that. Yeah, it's part 20. It's part 20.
Cool.
Episode 20. I don't know. Part 20 in the chapter of my life. Episode 20 in the whole entire thing of this. But yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Point is, we're going to talk about stuff that's on our mind. And it's going to be very much like an actual conversation between me and Chaz.
Yes.
Released probably next week. Right now it's the 17th, but chances are it's going to be about the 24th.
Yes.
And I feel like shit today, so you'll just have to put up with me being all apathetic and a little pessimistic.
I'm pessimistic like 90% of
Oh, this
the time.
is not going to work because it has to balance out, you know. We got to find that good balance. You got to be optimistic this time.
I can't be optimistic until I go to work because everybody else is terrible. So I have to, stay upbeat so we get things done.
Yeah, so you have to balance it out at work.
Yeah.
Okay, I gotcha. No, I'm the exact same way at my job. Whenever it's weird because whenever things are too optimistic or everyone's too happy, I have to be the one that kind of balances it out by being all grumpy and pessimistic.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, when it's too pessimistic and everyone is really grumpy, then I'm really happy and outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to go against the trend in that sense.
Yes. Now, I have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
Here's question number 1.
All right.
Have you ever... Wait, you don't like coffee. Never mind.
I'm not a huge fan of coffee, no.
Skip that question.
I do have something related, but we'll get to that in a second.
Go. You.
No.
Give me that.
Let's go to the second question before you
Second
forget.
question. Second question. I'm not gonna forget because I'm curious about this.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you chew gum ever? Are you kind of a gum person? Do you like gum? A nice piece of gum.
I haven't had gum in several years.
Okay, then skip that question.
But I do like gum.
Okay. Now, I have been interested in this. I want to chill out. I need something to chill out, and I don't want to start smoking cigarettes because that's a surefire way to kill myself. So the next best thing is menthol. So I don't want to rub Vicks on my chest every night. So I looked up something, and there's this menthol gum. So I figured, I wonder if I could buy this. Now, would you ever consider trying to chew menthol gum?
No.
No. Okay.
I think I get the idea behind it, but here's what I'm thinking. Just go with some sort of mint flavored gum. Spearmint, mint. Because as far as I'm aware, menthol, the thing about it has a very strong mint-like flavor to it.
Yes.
In addition to tasting like cigarettes, so say what you want there.
See, they don't sell it in the United States.
I'm fine with that.
It's sold in Europe.
Maybe it's a popular trend over there.
It's pretty popular, apparently. It's made by Wrigley's. You know, they make a lot of other kind of gums in the United States.
Absolutely. They do a lot of candy.
Yes. This specific one it's called Airwaves.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool.
Apparently it's so popular, like they sponsor I think I read racing or something like that.
Oh, like
racing?
NASCAR or like some
F1.
Oh, Formula One. Okay.
Yeah, I read that.
That's gotta be pretty popular. I mean,
I'm considering buying it right now. I have to import. I have to import it, and it won't cost me anything because I have gift card on Amazon for this. So I'm considering it.
I will say this. What happens if you try it and you say, this is terrible, I don't want it? Are you just going to throw it away, or are you going to pawn it off on someone? That
is the main thing that prevented me to buy this right now. I don't know if I'm going to like this. And it's 46 pieces of gum.
That's a lot of gum.
That is a lot of gum. I wish they sold fewer pieces, but if I want fewer pieces, I have to pay more money.
That seems really bogus, I gotta be honest. It should be less for less.
I know.
Because, I mean, the one thing about products is people like variety to that product. People like options. I'm not very intelligent when it comes to selling products, but I know I like options whenever I want to consider buying something. And in addition, it usually has a more favorable outcome. For instance, E3 happened a while ago.
Yes, it did.
There was a lot of games that caught my interest. I said it was a good E3.
I didn't care about 90% of the games that were at E3.
And that's fair, because I think a lot of the games that were advertised, I was like, oh, hey, that looks really cool. Oh, hey, that looks really cool. Oh, hey, that looks really cool. And I just want to talk about E3 somewhere along this podcast because it happened recently, but in the uploading of this recording, it's been about 2 weeks, so I guess it's all outdated news.
Well, I mean, we still can talk about it.
We can, but see, the thing is, I wanted to upload this part last week.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I was like, when you posted something on Facebook, I was like, we got a podcast about this. I wanted to. I was really hyped, but then stuff happened. Not just on your end. I know that you're busy on a weekday, and it probably would have had to happen on yesterday.
Yeah. Yesterday I was not here at all.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that's really difficult for me to try to upload because I gotta record some game footage. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Got something stuck in my throat. I have to record some game footage, and then I have to upload it, and because it's usually like 2 hours, somewhere between 1.5 to 2 hours, it takes a while to upload. So it doesn't really work out too well.
Well, you can still say what game you're looking forward to.
There are multiple.
Well, you could talk about which
I
ones
made
you're looking forward to.
pre-orders.
I have not pre-ordered the one game that I was interested in yet.
Well,
I have not
okay,
pre-ordered.
alright.
I will, but not yet.
There are several questions. But before we get into that, because I think we might just have the topic for this whole entire episode. Before we get into that, I want to ask, because I had something related to the coffee topic.
Uh-huh.
And now I forgot exactly where we were going with that.
I was going to ask you about a certain coffee brand.
All right, hit me up, man. I'm...
Have you heard of this coffee brand called Death Wish Coffee?
No, it sounds very, very black and bitter.
It is. It's considered. Well, I don't know if it's black and bitter, but it's very black, and it claims to be the most caffeinated coffee in the world.
That sounds...
There's like a chart on it. It's like 70 times more caffeinated than like Starbucks.
That sounds highly stimulative.
I kind of want to get it, but it's also $20 a pound.
So why don't you just get a pound?
That's kind of like a birthday thing.
Okay.
I think I'll buy that for my birthday.
Well, yeah, there you go.
Which is coming up.
Whoa. When's your birthday?
In July.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, what day in July?
I don't want these people to know my birthday.
Okay, well, can you type it to me on Skype, and then I can say, oh, okay, all right.
Here you go.
Because I have to get you a gift. We're that close. I have to get you a gift. I care.
I'm turning 27.
Which is a big age, but it's not the big 3-0, so you still got a couple years. Guess who has to worry about the big 3-0?
Knocking on the door, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I still got several months, so it's not anywhere close, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, God.
I was thinking about age, right? You know, because I hate to bring up Stardew Valley again, but I'm gonna bring it up.
No, it's all right.
I was reading the forums for Stardew Valley and how people choose like who they like, and they say a lot of the people say, "Oh well, Sam's too young. He's too young. I don't like him. It's like marrying a baby."
Yeah,
and
like Sam and Abigail are kind of the youngest.
How old is your character?
I think in terms of your character, he's supposed to be or he or she, this person is supposed to be in their 20s. I would say somewhere between 20 to 25.
And it made me think that the people writing, oh, Sam is too young, are they 30-year-old people that are writing this?
No. It's Sam and Abigail kind of have this essence about them, like they're seniors in high school or they're just starting college at 18.
Because I don't really get the same impression. I just feel like
I kind of do. And the reason I say this is whenever you read a post, sometimes it'll say, I need X item for a project for school. And they're talking about classes. It kind of makes it sound like they're in high school.
Okay.
But that said, I'm pretty sure the intention is they're in college, but they're about 18 or 19. So they're they have this essence about them that they're younger than the player character.
Okay, I guess I can understand that.
I think that translates to all the people playing it that they're kind of too immature. Like they got that air about them. They're too immature for them. They'd rather have someone else like, I don't know, Harvey or Leah, because they're a bit more.
One's Harvey?
I don't know. I'm just saying Harvey's got it down. You're right. No one wants Harvey. He's boring. But my point is, he's already
you
like.
You want someone more adult. I got it.
Yeah. You're right. And no one wants Harvey, but the idea is Harvey is older.
I'm thinking like this. Like maybe I'm just not grown up enough that I don't see it as much.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Everyone gets their own interpretation whenever they play a game. Yeah, I guarantee you no two people are going to have the same opinion about a game. They might have similar opinions, but it's going to differ just a little bit.
Yes.
So, that said, I think what you may consider, because when you play Stardew Valley and when I play Stardew Valley, we get two separate opinions on things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I totally can see where people are coming from when they say Sam and Abigail are a bit young. Although the thing that separates Sam and Abigail is Abigail's really cool. Sam is kind of, I don't know, he's kind of got this punk-like attitude. A little bit of a rapscallion.
Sam is my Jacob Taylor.
Hey, that's cool. I mean, Sam seems like he's a bro. Not as much as Alex, but
He is an absolute bro.
yeah. Sam seems like he would totally have your back if you needed someone to cover for something.
Yeah.
But that said, shout out to Stardew Valley. Guess what's playing on screen right now?
Ah, cool.
Yeah. We're in the middle of summer, which matches how it is outside.
I just started spring.
Oh, nice. What year?
Year 3.
Year 3. Oh, man. So I got a question, because this is the big 3-year question. What was your rating with Granddad?
I was completely taken aback by that. I was like, what the heck is all this all about?
How
do I know my rating? How do I know this rating?
It's based on how many candles you get lit.
I think
the
I
shrine.
had 3.
Okay, so you're almost there. You just need to do a couple things. I recommend looking at the wiki on how to get like all 4 of those.
Do I need to get married?
That is one possible way to raise the rating. There's a lot of ways to actually raise the rating. I think you get points. It's out of how many points. I think
I'm close on catching all the fish. I think I have like 4 missing.
I don't know if that might be one of the requirements. I don't know. I'd have to bring up the list, but I think you need 21 points, and there's multiple ways to do this, so it's not like you have to do 21 specific things, because you have a lot more options than 21. I don't remember exactly, but I know there are a lot of ways to raise points. Some are actually worth multiple points, so that's pretty cool. And some of them are actually rated based on how many things you have done in this one thing. Like, I think one is how many villagers you have befriended, and I think if it's like a certain amount, you get more points for doing that.
Yeah, you want up to 12 points plus to get the 4 candles I'm seeing.
Oh, okay. It's 12. Okay.
And I just hit 1 million, so that gave me the max points.
Yeah.
Like total earnings. I just hit 1 million. That's kind of cool.
I know getting married is part of getting some points, but I think it's in addition to having like the house upgraded, or maybe it's separate. I don't remember. Or maybe it's like to getting a family. I don't know. Not the point. Point is, that's actually the ending of the game. Quote unquote. That's how you beat the game, technically.
Wow, I'm pretty close to beating the game then.
Now the thing is, it automatically activates on the end of your 3rd year, but you can actually go back and do it. I think if you offer like some kind of jewel, I think it's a diamond. It might be an emerald at the shrine. You'll activate it again, and Grandpa will come back, and he'll be like, "Oh, my grandson!" He'll give you your rating, and then he'll fly off.
So what happens when I get max rating?
You get a statue. I don't remember what it is, but it's a purple cat, and it gives you a radium ore every day.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, because it's the best ore in the game. It's how you upgrade your tools to the best quality.
I'm almost there. All I have is the Hoda upgrade.
Hey, there you go. The hoe's not a bad tool to get for gardening outside.
One, though. That's the last one.
That's fair. The watering can becomes kind of obsolete once you start getting irradium sprinklers.
That was the first one I did, was the watering can. Actually, no. The pickaxe was the first one I did.
Oh, that's probably the best choice you could make, because when you go to Skull Caverns, it's a necessity to really...
That's the exact reason why I did that. I was like,
I highly recommend, if you're going to do the Skull Cavern, because something I recently found out about doing all this adventuring in caves. Go to your TV, look at the fortune rating. If it says you're going to have a really good fortune, like the spirits are pleased, Then go explore in the cavern, because I guarantee you will get a shit ton of iridium ore by doing that in the skull cavern.
Nice.
Or if you go to like the regular cave, like just make sure you read the news and see if it's a good fortune, because you'll get a lot of stuff for doing that.
Mhm.
I'm almost out of water.
Oh no, you're gonna need more.
Mm-hmm. I should be good for about 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Then I'll
So-
probably be like, Chaz, we gotta take a 5-minute break. But that's...
E3, man. E3.
Okay, alright, because we gotta move on. We talk about Stardew Valley here a lot, and it's
Too
a great
much.
game. No, we don't talk about it enough, but at the same time, I guarantee you, there will be an upcoming part where that's just the whole entire focus. However, that's not today. So, moving on with the conversation of things. There was a lot of good things. There is also another topic I wanted to cover, which was coffee, and you said Death Wish coffee, but I have something to add to that before we move on to E3.
Yes, yes.
I had some coffee ice cream.
How is it?
It tastes like coffee ice cream. The thing is, it was a Ben & Jerry's flavor.
Ooh.
Like I said, I'm an ice cream connoisseur. I like to branch out, explore different flavors. Something that I've never had before. Sometimes I go and revisit an old flavor because I need that hint of familiarity.
Mm.
But otherwise, I had some of this coffee ice cream. If you give me a second, I can go get it.
Yes.
All right,
I'll entertain everybody. So I've never liked coffee ice cream. I've never liked anything coffee flavored, but I absolutely love coffee. I can drink coffee all day, every day. In fact, I went to a wedding the other day, a few days ago, and I drank like 4 cups of coffee there. It had an open bar, but I was the designated driver, so I had
That's all
it was one drink.
Wait,
and
you went
lots of
to a
coffee.
wedding?
I did.
I went to a wedding this
When
year.
did you go to a wedding?
I was in the middle of April.
I went to one on Friday.
I had to drive, but I did have one drink, and let me tell you,
I also had one drink.
I had one drink. It was 1 bottle of Mike's Hard, and it really helped me open up to just talking and socializing with some of the guests.
I had an IPA, and I instantly felt depressed the
Oh,
whole
no.
time, so I sulked in a corner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
I was
Chaz
really
is
friendly.
Chaz is a sad drunk.
I'm a really
Except
happy
I wasn't
drunk.
really drunk. I was, you know.
You were feeling a slight buzz.
I suppose. I
Yeah.
guess.
That's what I was feeling. I was a little inebriated, but not too much. I mean, again, just one drink. It was the only drink I had this year, which I'm fine with. It did its purpose on allowing me to socialize with a lot of folks there, and I made a couple friends, and that was pretty cool.
I go sulk in a corner.
It's gonna be really weird if you and me decide to just share a drink, kind of like that one scene in Stardew Valley with Shane and the player character.
Oh, like at the in the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can go to the bar with Elliot and have a drink with him.
That's a good scene. I'm just thinking it's gonna be more along the lines of Shane and the player character. If I said Sam, I'm sorry, I meant Shane.
I always confuse. I always call. Hey,
They start with an S.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so that ice cream I was talking about,
Yes.
it was Ben & Jerry's Chillin' the Roast Truffles.
Truffles.
Yeah, allow me to get into the description. Cold brew coffee ice cream with chocolate cookie covered coffee liqueur truffles and fudge swirls.
Coffee liqueur, huh?
Yeah. And it really did taste like that. And, okay, so if I had to give this a rating, I would say I would give it about a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't exactly for me. My own personal rating, I'd probably bump it down to more like a 5.5. But I'm going to say some people probably really dig coffee ice cream, so I'm going to say overall I'd give it a 7. It wasn't bad. It could have been better, though. But that's just my opinion right there. Yeah, anyone can kind of go about that. You don't really like coffee ice cream, so you might
I don't
not
like
really.
I don't like coffee flavored things.
Okay, well then
But I
I'm gonna
will
say you'll
drink.
probably want to stay away from this because it definitely
Yeah.
had. The coffee ice cream was pretty. It was kind of mellow. I would have liked it to be a little more mellow, maybe a little more chocolate essence, so it's more latte-esque. Speaking of which, that wedding I went to, they actually had a mocha flavored cake, and the coffee to that was like the coffee flavoring, because I can really taste it. It was a lot more mellow than you'd expect, so it actually had more of a chocolate essence to it. And it tasted really good. It was extremely moist, and it was really good. I would say that's probably the ideal way I would like coffee flavored anything, where it just has a vague hint flavor of coffee, but other flavors like chocolate kind of balance it out much more heavily. Because coffee, in my opinion, is way too bitter. It's easily one of the most overpowering flavors that you can do to any sort of treat, any sort of dessert.
Yeah.
So you gotta be careful with it. This ice cream, it definitely had a little more on the coffee side of things. That said, I do prefer cold coffee to hot coffee. And coffee ice cream isn't exactly something that I turn my nose to. I'm fine with it. It's just not my overall preference. In fact, this ice cream, I should mention, when I got it, I didn't know it was coffee flavored. I saw it, and what I saw in the truffles, I thought was marshmallow. I saw something that looked like marshmallow, so I grabbed it. And I was like, "Oh, that looks good." I didn't really read the fine print, which, in hindsight, probably should have. But you know, I tried it all the same. It wasn't bad.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your coffee experience.
It could have been a lot better, but yeah, for what it is.
I have bought ice cream. I bought ice cream as well recently, and these are they're Marvel flavor, or not Marvel, DC flavors.
Oh, that sounds good.
DC Comics.
Yeah.
There was a Superman, there was a Wonder Woman, and a Batman. And I bought
would
Wonder
try
Woman.
the Superman.
I did not buy Superman. I bought Wonder Woman and Batman.
I had to ask, was the Wonder Woman because of your girlfriend?
Yeah, because that's her favorite character. So I bought that.
I mean that's a fair one. I know that.
And I bought
Marvel
Batman because it was the best sounding of the three.
Yeah,
for me.
Let's be honest. Even if you're not a huge fan of DC, I think everyone has a small admiration for Batman.
Well, his was chocolate brownie.
Oh, that sounds really good too.
That's why I bought it. So and it has little Batman shapes, which are brownies.
Yeah, no, that sounds amazing. I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you know what the Superman flavor was?
That's what I was getting to.
Okay.
I think it was vanilla graham cracker or something like that.
Oh, that sounds really good too. I would eat that. I'd eat both of them. I'd be honest. I'd mix the Batman and the Superman.
They all sounded pretty good, but the Batman one was my I had to get that.
Because you like chocolate.
Yeah.
You're a chocoholic.
And I gotta tell you, it's pretty good, this Batman ice cream. I haven't tried the Wonder Woman one yet.
I got another pint. I'm not gonna eat it until middle of the week because I'm trying to mix up my cheat meals.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to do it middle of the week so I kind of balance it out so I don't just cheat the whole entire weekend. That said, it is not the same flavor that I got. It's what is it? It's some kind of malted chocolate ice cream. Also Ben and Jerry's. The store that I went to had a sell on Ben and Jerry's. It was 2 for $7, so I was like, oh,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'll go for that. But it's malted chocolate, but it's also got truffles. And so I'm kind of wondering how that's gonna taste. Probably pretty good.
Yeah, I still have ice cream, so I'm not gonna be getting anything anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like malted chocolate because it's like chocolate milk. It tastes really good.
Yeah. So you like Whoppers?
Whoppers are okay. I think it's not really the outer shell that's kind of like, it's more of the inner crunchiness.
Right.
I don't know why. That just kind of doesn't really, like... It's not bad, it's just, it could be better.
Right.
Like, for instance, what if they were filled with caramel? That'd be amazing.
Or isn't that another one? Isn't that is
That's
that
like
what
Rolos.
Maltesers are?
I was gonna say that's more like Rolos.
Rolos too. Yeah, I mean that's kind of like that.
Yeah.
I don't really like Rolos myself.
I kind of like Rolos. I think the caramel's a little weird, although I don't know how you
Yeah,
can make it more liquidy.
I don't think you can. I
Yeah, I
don't think
don't
there's
think you
a way.
can, not with that kind of candy. That's really more of an ice cream sort of thing.
Yeah, it does remind me of ice cream a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, caramel
I
on
mean,
ice cream is just really good because it's this liquidy caramel that's just
mhm,
like swirled into ice cream, and it's top notch stuff. Along
yeah.
with along with marshmallow, if you get a really good ice cream that has like liquid marshmallow, Ben and
Mm,
Jerry's does that, and so
yeah.
it's pretty good. Speaking of which, I had some fishy food.
Oh yeah, fish food.
I had fish food, and it was really good.
Would you rate it highly?
Uh, 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yeah, a little bit of a hipster factor. Everybody likes it, so I gotta bump it down just because
No, I get it. I get it.
But it is really good. Eight is like, oh, if you haven't tried this, you gotta try it.
Yeah.
7 is, I might not like it, or it's not bad. I can recommend it if it's your thing. 6 is passable.
What about 5?
5 is it can go both ways. It can go both ways. You kind of have to be into this in order to really get the enjoyment
Is,
out of it, or it's like very, very painfully average.
is that what you think of Cherry Garcia?
I, I see. Here's the thing. I don't remember Cherry Garcia, so I might have to get it just because be like, okay, I've rated it. I remember it. I have the flavor to memory, so I can kind of bring that up. But I don't remember it right off the top of my head if I've had it. I'll say this: if Cherry Garcia is what I'm thinking, it doesn't have enough in it. So I would say it's probably a 5, just because it could have been so much more. It had lost potential.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, swirl some marshmallow into that.
Cherry and marshmallow.
Like, swirl some marshmallows, maybe put some nuts or like chocolate covered nuts, like chocolate covered almonds or peanuts.
Yeah.
I think that would add a nice balance to Cherry Garcia. Because if it's what I'm thinking, it's not bad. I like the cherry flavor to it, but it's just painfully boring because that's all it has going for it.
I wish they made Ben and Jerry's smaller so I could get like like a 6-pack of a bunch of flavors.
They don't
So I
have a
don't have
six pack, but they do have smaller sizes than pints.
a 4-pack then.
I mean, they have individual, like, I think 1 or 2 size servings.
Like a shot glass size.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
want. That's what I want. Like
They
a
have
shot glass
those.
size. Oh, okay.
I've seen them at stores. They
That
have them.
see, that's the because I just want to taste test. I don't want to. I don't want to buy a whole pint and then be like, oh man, this was just okay
Oh
ice
yeah.
cream.
The only problem with those is usually they are very typical flavors that you probably have had, and they're
Right.
very limited. It's not like they
Right.
have those for every flavor. In fact, I
Gotcha.
think they have like cookie dough, cherry Garcia, vanilla.
Right. Right.
Those are the only 3 I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's a couple more, but it's not a huge variety like you can find with the pints.
Right. Like the tonight dough.
Yeah, yeah, they might have that. I'm not sure. Something tells me they don't, though.
Mm. So did you? Now, do you want to talk about E3?
Yeah, we can talk about E3. All I really wanted to do was talk about the coffee ice cream, but yeah, we can
Yes.
move on to E3.
That's good. All right. So E3. I didn't watch any of it. I caught some of the Nintendo stuff in retrospect, and I know that if you say a name of the game, kind of know about it since I read it a little bit.
Okay. Well, I
Like-
can go over some of the titles that caught my interest, and I can go over a couple of the other titles that I saw.
Yes.
So this kind of works out a little bit because you didn't really pay too much attention, so I can kind of fill you in, and then we can kind of talk about it. So
Yeah.
it's a good balance.
A lot of the games I'm just kind of okay. Another game
All right.
that I'm probably not going to be able to run on my computer.
Fair enough. There was a new Assassin's Creed game that was announced.
I heard about that.
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Yeah. I'm not really into the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah.
So this
I only
stuff,
played the first one.
yeah, I played a little bit of the first one. It didn't really interest me. Everyone tells me, dude, just go to the second one. It's far more interesting. But I'm just like,
That's what they tell me too.
yeah, but I'm just like, it's the first game. I gotta play them in order, right? PS3, baby.
I got it on. I think I have it on 360.
Yeah, I mean it's like
I can't
Devil May
think-
Cry.
That's how bad it is. I have no idea what system I have Assassin's Creed on.
Fair enough. It's like Devil May Cry, which you can get the whole entire. You can get a lot of them on Steam, which I'm
Yeah.
going to eventually.
Yeah. The only one I'm interested in is the new one, the newer one, the reboot of the series, DMC, the one without white-haired Dante.
I
Which
think
is
that's
the
the
one
one
that
where he
everybody
swears.
hates. It's the one that everybody hates.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think they also announced a new Devil May Cry.
They did.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
one of my friends online was like, "Oh, I can't wait! It's gonna be the best game ever."
So, not really trying to tie that in with the whole thing. It just coincidentally, they also announced a new Devil May Cry. But that's another series I kind of want to get into eventually. I'll probably start with Steam, just like playing all throughout that. I hear it's pretty good. I hear it started out with them
Have
trying
you
to.
played Bayonetta?
What?
Have you played Bayonetta?
I have not played Bayonetta.
I hear the gameplay's similar.
Speaking of Bayonetta, they gave more information on the new Smash.
Yes, I saw that.
Smash Universe.
I'm not gonna buy it.
Or Ultimate. I don't know why I said Universe. They both start with a U. Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
I'll probably buy it. Just because it has my main man, Cloud Strife, in it.
I'm not
And
gonna buy
Luigi.
it because it does not interest me at all.
That's fine. That's fine. Speaking of Nintendo, we did talk about this a little bit earlier. I think we talked about Smash, but we talked about, wanna know
We
what
did
would be
talk
cool?
about Smash.
A new
What would
Mario Party. Guess what they announced at E3?
Yep, saw that.
I pre-ordered it.
I did not, but I mean, it might happen.
Yeah. That is definitely the type of game I've been waiting for, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. That's something that I'm actually looking forward to that a lot. Just because it's a good party game. And like I was telling one of my coworkers, so you play Smash, you have a lot of fun with Smash. I got a coworker who's actually gonna buy a Switch just so they can get the new Smash.
God.
And I was telling him, they also announced a Mario Party, and he was telling me, oh, that's really cool. And I was like, okay, so the neat thing about this is when you need a break from Smash, which won't be for a while, based on his expectations and his thoughts and feels that I can see. When you need a break from Smash, you can just like go to Mario Party with your group of friends because you're playing Smash and you're like, man, we need a break. Give ourselves a mental fighting break.
Yeah.
Go play some Mario Party.
Now, the thing about Smash, the new Smash,
Yeah.
all the amiibos for the previous amiibos are going to work with the game. So, now I know some of the characters they're bringing back, like Pichu and Ice Climbers.
Oh, they're bringing back
Like-
everyone.
Yeah. So the people that don't have amiibos, are they going to make more?
Probably.
That's what I'm excited about because I love amiibos.
Well, there you go.
I love them amiibos. That's the
I
part
would-
of Smash I like.
You want
is
to know
the
what I
amiibo.
would wish? That's not going to happen.
What?
I wish that Nintendo would make enough that they would lower the price of some of their current amiibos.
I can't even find amiibos anymore. I bought an amiibo
You
recently.
can buy them on the Amazon.
Oh, okay. I bought one at Target the other day.
Yeah, no,
I
you
got
can still buy them on the Amazon.
I got the Mario Galaxy Mario in
Hey,
there
there you
now.
go. I need to get a Luigi.
I have Luigi. He's standing right next to Luigi.
Not because I need to start a collection of amiibos, just because I'm starting this collection of childhood icons.
Yeah.
And Luigi speaks more to me than Mario. Luigi's my guy when it comes to
Luigi
Nintendo.
was my character as well.
Luigi. I want to
But
get a Cloud Strife action figure. I want to get a Starscream action figure because let's be honest, Starscream is awesome. But I'll probably get an Optimus Prime while I'm at it.
I have an Optimus Prime. 7-Eleven was doing some promotion with when the Transformers movie is coming out.
Yeah,
If you bought this Optimus Prime slushie, you got like a free slushie or something like
Yeah.
that, a free Slurpee. So I had this Optimus Prime head.
I
It's one of my
told you
bottle
I
cap
had a
collections.
birthday card. My grandma's really cool. She gave me a birthday card, and it was Optimus Prime themed. In fact, if you give me a second, I can go pull that out.
Ooh. Optimus Prime. My Optimus Prime head has my bottle cap collection in it, which in the inevitable apocalypse, when they start taking bottle caps as currency, I'll have some money saved. Or when somebody comes and loots my apartment, they'll have some money. It all works out. See, I'm just a giver as much as I am planning for my own future. Now, see, these bottle caps, they're mostly just from beer bottles and stuff, but there's a few soda bottles in there, but not a lot of soda has bottle caps anymore. It's all like, plastic and nonsense.
Okay, I found it.
Yes.
All right, so my grandma's really cool. She did this for I think it was my last birthday, actually. So, without further ado,
Receiving a message from Autobot headquarters. Your mission is to have a happy birthday. Autobots, transform and roll out.
Oh, yeah, it does the sound.
yeah, you want to know the really cool thing about the voice actor for Optimus Prime?
What's the cool thing about
It's the
him?
same guy who's been voicing him since the very beginning.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he has probably one of the greatest voices I've ever heard. I mean, just
Did you see? Sorry to just throw this out, but did you see the picture I posted a million years ago about the guy? He had a truck that was like Optimus Prime colors.
nope.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to dig that up and send it to you. It was cool.
I
Anyway.
take it back. Apparently, several people have voiced Optimus Prime, but for the most part, I'm pretty sure it's Peter Cullen.
The Optimus Prime voice actor was like really into the Q&A or whatever.
Oh yeah, no, that
First,
guy has an amazing voice. I just have to say that, man.
All right, other E3 games. What else were you interested in? I'm curious.
Okay, so there's a number of games because I think that's mostly what there was. The only Nintendo game that I can think of that really sticks out is that Pokemon Let's Go.
I'm gonna get that game soon.
Yeah.
Myself.
You're gonna go with Pikachu. I'm gonna go with Eevee. I think we talked about this last week.
Oh, are you gonna go with Eevee?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Eevee.
Okay.
I already pre-ordered it.
I haven't pre-ordered it myself yet, but I was waiting for the version exclusives, but I think I'm just gonna pull the trigger and go with Pikachu.
Okay. Hey, who knows? Maybe we can trade online.
I'm not paying for that.
All right, fair enough. Let's see, but that's about it for Nintendo. I'm actually gonna shell out for the bundle with the Pokeball.
Nintendo did not show us that much.
They didn't. There was just the announcement that I think happened just slightly before E3, and that was about it.
I might get the Pokeball. I don't know. I haven't decided that
It's
yet.
a $100 bundle.
Then that's not too bad because the Pokeball itself is like $50.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Which
if you
I
think
was-
about it, the average game is like $60, so it's like a $40 Pokeball.
So you're getting like a $10 discount.
Yeah. So there you go.
Which
if you want it.
again, that's another thing we talked about, the price of that thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was like $20, I'm totally getting it. I was thinking it was gonna be about $20. It's more like double.
I
But,
knew that was going to be expensive, that thing. But
Yeah.
I didn't know how expensive.
it's $100 bundle.
Yeah. And you get Mew.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do it. I got the EV bundle already pre-ordered.
I will probably... I'm going to talk to the girlfriend about pre-ordering it.
Okay.
Boys.
But yeah, that's about it for Nintendo. Just
Yes.
Smash, Mario Party, and Pokemon Let's Go.
Yes.
Uh,
What about Sony and Microsoft and all that?
I gotta be honest, Microsoft, I don't have an Xbone, so
Yeah.
not really for me. Although I have heard about the new Halo. Let me tell you about Halo. I quit after the third one because they said it was the last one.
Too. Me too.
I know a lot of people are really into it, and that's really cool. I have nothing against you. It's just they said the third one was the last one. I was like, okay, third one, that's the one. I'm in it. I played it. I had a good time with it. Then they came out with Halo Reach, and I was like, okay,
Actually, you know what? I played Reach too.
that's fine.
I forgot about Reach.
I didn't,
but
because
I
was like, three is the last one. They said it was the last one. This is probably a side story, much like Kingdom Hearts when they come out with any of the other games that are technically canonical, but at the same time, it's not one of the main series. It's just kind of a side story / spinoff. And I was thinking that's probably Reach. I'm not interested in playing it, but
It is. It is. You're right. It's a prequel to all the games. I
okay,
think.
and that's cool. But I'm just saying, I played the third one. I was fine with that, and then they announced that there's a new trilogy coming, and much like the Star Wars, I'm just like, I had a lot of fun with the original trilogy. Why do I need to play the new ones?
I just don't care anymore about Halo.
But it's the sixth one, so supposedly it's the last one. Unless they announced another trilogy happening, or it's like Star Wars now, where it's just a never-ending, ongoing thing where it's
like Halo. I played the snot out of 2. I played.
Oh, it was
2
the best
all the time.
They remade it. That's how good it was.
And then 3 came out, and that was more my brother's game because he played that more. But I played 2 like all the time.
I think, and I'm not sure. I think Call of Duty came out, or something happened. There was a shift in popularity in shooters.
Yeah.
When the third game came out, it was no longer the king. Like, something overtook it. I don't remember. I'm sure someone has that information on the top of their head.
Or something else. Sounds like
Yeah, but yeah, I just remember Halo 2 was top of the board for a while, and then it got overtaken because it took a while for Halo 3 to come out.
I did not even play the multiplayer of that game. I just played the single player campaign over
Yeah,
and over
I did
again.
too.
And I would try to do dumb stuff like, drive the Warthog through the second level the whole way.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good campaign. I don't care what anyone says. I think for me, that's a lot of the reason why I'm not really into the new Halos. Well, then I don't have an Xbone.
Yeah.
I just stuck with PlayStation. But I know a lot of people who are like, oh man, I can't wait to get the new Halo. And I'm just like, yep, that's cool. Along with Gears 5.
Oh, yeah. I only played
I played the first
second
two.
one? Is that the one where you...
Were you in a giant worm?
Probably.
I don't know. I remember...
Is that the one with Dom, not... Is his name Dom, right? Yeah,
Marcus
Dominic.
Phoenix.
No, Dominic's his friend.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah, it's
Phoenix.
with his wife.
Marcus Phoenix is the main
You find
character in the first one.
You find Dominic's wife in the Mass Effect collector's shelf thing.
I'm getting confused. I don't
Whatever.
know. Look,
Anyway,
the only thing we need to know about is when it comes to Gears, all aboard the Coltrane, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters, right?
Coltrane, baby.
Coltrane. Oh, dude, best character ever.
I like Baird, actually.
You know what? Baird was like the forgettable one out of the group. Well, I don't know. I
usually
guess
like
it
the
was
forgettable
kind of a
one.
tie between Dom and Baird. Although Dom had his wife. He's like, "Where's my wife?" Had
What
to go
about
find.
Carmine?
I don't remember Carmine at all.
He's the one who dies.
Well, probably why I don't remember him at all. It's been a while.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that we're talking years ago, like when I was in high school, which was years ago. I'm reaching 30, man. Years ago.
All right.
I'm getting old in the teenager's eyes.
I'm already old in the teenager
Nah,
eyes.
man.
Actually, no, they don't think I'm that old. People
They
are amazed. Wait, you're that old?
when you hit 30, you're old in the teenager's eyes. Apparently, I don't know.
Good.
According
Hey,
to
I
this
want them to
stupid
think I'm old.
series that I'm watching on Netflix,
I want them to think I'm old.
I don't. Although I feel like it can't be helped.
I'm ready to embrace my.
I think if
grumpy
I
old man.
shave, I'll significantly de-age a little bit.
I am ready to go for the grumpy old man persona.
You got to get
So
some wrinkles, buddy.
I'm gonna
You
start
gotta
smoking.
start
so I
you gotta
can-
start getting that complex going.
I'm gonna start smoking so I can age my skin.
Okay, fair enough. That's a good way to go about it. There you go. There you go. Start chugging them energy drinks, boy, because that's also probably gonna attribute to that.
Ooh.
That'll give you arrhythmia.
Oh, I want both.
Oh man. Okay, so yeah, Gears 5 got announced. Sony. Okay. Now, I don't remember a lot when it comes to Sony, but I can tell you something that I've been looking forward to for a long time, and something that I'm pretty sure you're not really interested in, but that's fine. Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, I mean, there's Mike Wazowski.
Mike motherfucking Wazowski.
I mean, Mike Wazowski's pretty cool, and
Yeah.
Ratatouille's in it too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty.
Dude, that was like probably the most brief thing, but at the same time, I'm thinking, okay, it's gonna be like a Little Mermaid world where you're probably gonna be cooking and you're gonna have to do it rhythmically to a song or something.
I love it already. That's the only part I want to play.
I can tell you this: I've abandoned all hope on the story, but the
That's
gameplay
what
looks
most people
amazing.
As people say, the voice acting is horrendous.
You know what? It's not too far off from how Kingdom Hearts has been. I'm sure it's all right.
Well, considering one of my favorite games of all time is Dynasty Warriors 3, where the voice acting is notorious for being terrible,
Yeah.
I actually don't care about voice acting most of the time.
I've stuck with the series up to this point. I might as well see how this saga ends, because here's the thing. I'm going to try to keep this simple. I can't guarantee you we won't spend the whole entire part talking about Kingdom Hearts 3. So I'm gonna put it this way. I've stuck around since the very beginning. There is a saga. It's called the Xehanort Saga. It's named after the antagonist up to this point, which wasn't introduced until, I guess technically, Birth by Sleep, although you could probably trace it back to Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. There's a balding guy
Okay.
with a beard.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't shown until I think it's the 5th game.
Is he handsome?
Okay. Here's the thing.
That's the only character I
'Cause
know. The bad guy.
when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, every answer is not simple. It becomes so convoluted in its explanations that's why I have no hope for the story at this point. I know things are going to resolve themselves. It'll probably become somewhat contradictory and bullshit. It's going to feel like bullshit. I'm sure there's going to be an explanation for everything.
Where Woody is?
And that's the one thing. You can't really focus too much on the Disney characters. They're more of a distraction to the whole story, if nothing else.
Okay.
I mean, they tie it into, you got the bad guys fucking up the world. Sora and the gang have to go fix everything. And they do. But the main bad guy, what's been going on up to this point, it's called the Xehanort Saga, because that's the main bad guy. He's the reason everything is how it is. He's got this master plan. Supposedly his thing is he's some sort of brilliant tactician where if it was a game of chess, anything you do, he's already 20 moves ahead of you. That's the idea about this guy.
Oh.
But the thing is, I already know how it's going to end. Sora's going to thwart him regardless of how things go. Unless, big twist, it's not the end of the Xehanort Saga. Kingdom Hearts 4 bitches buy it in 10 years or something.
Are you gonna still hold on to interest if that's the case?
You know what? I want to say no, fuck this series, but, the honest truth is probably.
I didn't even understand the story in the first game. If I'm not gonna understand that,
Okay,
then I'm definitely not gonna understand
I can
the
explain
rest.
it because it's simple enough. It's actually simple to explain. Sora, Donald, and Goofy are traveling around trying to find his friend. Well, Sora's trying to find his friends. Donald and Mickey are trying to find Donald and Goofy are trying to find Mickey.
Yeah.
That's the whole entire plot.
But what's all this nonsense about Heartless and...
Heartless are just the enemies that they encounter. Along the way...
And who's Ansem?
Ansem is the guy that gets introduced a lot later. He claims that he's Ansem. He's the guy who's, trying to turn everything into darkness.
And he steals all the princesses.
No. Actually, that's Maleficent and her gang of Disney villains.
Oh my god.
There is a secondary antagonist, and they kind of become a joke by Kingdom Hearts 2.
And what about, Riku?
Riku is Sora's eternal rival, essentially. They kind of become more friendly as...
Yeah, but he becomes all evil and stuff.
He gets possessed. The thing is, Riku's heart starts falling to darkness. He gets really jealous about Donald and Goofy, because Sora he doesn't intentionally replace Riku or Kairi, but the way Riku feels about it, that's the impression he gets, that he's been replaced.
Yeah.
And so he becomes really jealous. He starts giving his heart to darkness. Maleficent kind of toys with it, and it's like, oh, that's okay, you can become my pawn. And so he just willingly starts giving into darkness more and more. And then
he, steals your partners.
Well, he steals the Keyblade, which... The thing is, Donald and Goofy were given a letter which gave them orders to do a thing. Part of that was they had to follow the key, which is the Keyblade.
Yeah.
Riku was originally the chosen one for the Keyblade.
Okay.
But Sora had more light in his heart than Riku. So the Keyblade chose Sora as the bearer of the Keyblade, because he had more light at the time.
Right.
But when you get to Castle Oblivion, which is where Riku willingly takes back the Keyblade,
yeah,
because he was the original chosen one for it, Donald and Goofy decide he's got the Keyblade, we gotta go follow him, because that's what King Mickey said.
And then you go with Beast.
Yeah, you go with Beast. You go through a series of things. Eventually, you get to this point where you confront Riku again. Donald and Goofy have this revelation. Hey, you know what? Riku's not our friend. Sora is. Riku's kind of acting like a emo black-hearted bitch baby. I don't know how else to phrase it. He's just way too dark for us. He's too angsty. We can't handle this. And then you go fight Riku. Sora has more light. He gets the Keyblade back. That's the thing. That's how he gets the Keyblade back. He gets the Keyblade back.
Yeah.
Riku doesn't have a Keyblade at this point, I don't think. He has a sword. Later on, he gets possessed by Ansem and he gets a Keyblade. But the thing is, throughout this thing, and you don't find this out until Kingdom Hearts 2, the guy who's calling himself Ansem in the game was not Ansem.
He's just calling himself that.
He stole this guy who was originally called Ansem. He was the leader of the Radiant Garden world. which is a world in Kingdom Hearts 2. It later gets turned into Hollow Bastion.
That's the level.
Yeah, that's the level in Kingdom Hearts, but it was originally known as the Radiant Garden.
Okay.
There was a leader called Ansem. He's a different guy. He got an apprentice because there was this guy who wound up with amnesia. And essentially what happens is this guy sees that Ansem is doing a lot of research with hearts and darkness. Well, hearts essentially trying to find the components to it. And so he's like, I like this. I'm going to take over my master's work and then claim it for my own. I'm going to claim to be my master. And so he just steals his identity. And he gets... I think he kind of stages a coup and all sorts of other things. But that guy was known as Xehanort.
Okay.
Now, the thing that you don't understand is, because it gets a lot more convoluted, Xehanort at that time was actually this guy who was possessed by Master Xehanort. Master Xehanort is the actual Xehanort. He's like the original Xehanort. He's a balding guy with a goatee. Well, a beard.
Oh.
In Birth by Sleep, there are these three other characters. Ventus, Aqua, and Terra. Stuff happens in that game. You have to play it 3 times over, 1 per character. It's really tedious.
Is that the one with the dude with the red hair?
No, that's Axel or Lay.
Oh God.
And
who's Roxas?
Roxas is Sora's nobody.
What the heck?
What is a nobody? Okay, so
yes,
a person is comprised of 3 things. Okay, so you know how in real life there's this term for the mind, body, and soul?
Yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts, it's broken down to the heart, body, and spirit.
Okay.
Now, what happens is, if your heart leaves the body and spirit, it gets turned into a heartless and a nobody. The heartless is essentially the heart. But it's just pure dark. It's like just the darkness of the heart unleashed, and that's essentially what you're fighting.
Is that big giant thing
that's
beats you
a
up?
heartless? It's a heartless. Heartless take on many forms, and in fact, there's 2 different types of heartless. There's pure-blooded and there's emblem. For the most part, when you go to Worlds, you'll fight Emblem Heartless, and they're named because they have the little Heartless emblem on them.
Yeah.
Pure-blooded Heartless don't have emblems. They're just basically just Heartless. They mostly come in the form of shadows, which are pretty basic, bare bones, but there are some varied forms of Heartless out there. And they just prey upon people and try to take their hearts because they're attracted to the light and they desperately want it.
So they try to kill you so you can get their heart.
Yeah, essentially. They want the light. I think they feed on it. It's not exactly made clear, but they're attracted to it nonetheless, and they try to steal people's hearts because that's what they do.
So Sora's Roxas is just the body.
Essentially what happens is, because Sora's different. Again, it answers within answers. It gets very convoluted. We might have to shelf this for a second just so we can move on with the rest of E3.
Yeah, okay. Good idea.
Okay. Because
Roxas, he's a rock.
No, Roxas is Sora's nobody, but there is a little bit of difference with Roxas as opposed to like everyone else when they get a nobody.
He's blonde Sora.
Actually, it's all based on Ventus.
Oh.
But again, shelf that until we're done with E3.
Yes. Okay. E3.
Okay, I'm gonna say this.
You got your Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts 3. There's a lot of interest for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bethesda announced a couple things.
They announced the mobile game.
They announced a new Fallout,
which I'm not gonna buy.
They announced not an actual game that's coming out next year, but Elder Scrolls 6, baby.
Yep,
I'm gonna
I
play
heard
that.
about that. I'm gonna play that too. Of course, I'm gonna play that,
Yeah.
but I don't think my computer's gonna be able to run it. So
Well, you have a couple years, I'm sure. At the way as I see it, I, I hope we get information by 2020 on the development of this game. Like, I don't think it's gonna be out. I think at most we might get some information by 2020,
yeah,
but I don't know. See, that's the thing. I know it's not gonna be for a couple years,
yeah.
but I would
I'm
hope that it.
I'm gonna hopefully upgrade my computer by then.
Yeah, you got a couple years.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what I upgrade it to.
Let's see. There's a new IP, and that's also gonna be coming out before.
Oh yeah. What was that called?
Get- You're looking it up too. I see.
It's not Anthem, is it?
No, it's. I want to say it's like Starflight.
Yeah. Something like that. Hold on. I know it. Look.
I know it's not Starbound. That's a different game.
No, that's a different game. I'm looking. I'm reading through all the E3 news and
Starfield.
that's it. Starfield.
Starfield. It's a new IP. I'm not sure what to expect. I'm probably gonna play it.
I want to see more about it first.
I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like Fallout and Elder Scrolls, except set in space.
That could be cool though.
I'm already getting giddy over the thoughts and ideas about that. I'll get it. I'll play it.
hmm
Oh, something completely unrelated to all this.
Yeah.
Well, okay, E3. Actually, I take it back. It's related to E3. It was announced. I still need to play Doom, but there was the new Doom that was announced. Doom 2. Or, I don't know. It's probably named something else, but it's the next Doom. And I actually kind of want to play it. I'm not going to lie. I still need to play the first Doom, because I hear it's really good, but I would totally play that one.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Um.
I'm not huge
Have
into
fun with
shooters, but the thing is about Doom, supposedly from what I've heard, it's definitely a run and gun sort of game.
Yeah.
And that sounds awesome.
It's like a horror shooter.
Well, yeah. Honestly, Duke Nukem back in the day scared me more. I don't know why. Weird
I
how that
mean,
happens.
It was kind of I mean the things were kind of surreal looking, so I mean it wasn't like you're shooting people. And the aliens aren't like funny or whatever.
No. Well, I mean, for some reason, maybe it was the music. I know Duke Nukem had music in it too, but I think Duke Nukem was just a bit more ambient about how it went about things, or the music just didn't really do it for me. Doom pumped you up. Let's be honest. Doom had really good music. It pumped you up, and you were ready to go slaughter all the forces of hell.
Yeah, Doom's music has always been something.
It's still good.
Yeah.
It's still good. Oh, man. Okay, so that is a game that I'm kind of looking forward to. That is a game that I'm just like, oh, man, can't wait. And I say it again, I can't wait. I still gotta play the first Doom. I know some people are like, you haven't yet? And it's like, no, I haven't. But I'm thinking it's gonna go on sale.
Probably.
Because I know once E3 hits, some of those games...
You can even buy it on the Switch.
Yeah, which I might just... I need more games on the Switch. Let's see. Okay. As far as I'm aware... Oh, wait. I can think of at least 2 more games that... Actually, I think there's a third one. I think there's some indie titles that got announced.
Are you into the new Spider-Man one that got announced?
I know a lot of people are really looking forward to that. For some reason, I'm just
like,
I don't know. It just didn't really hit any sort of tone with me. Although, it probably should, because Spider-Man's probably one of my favorite superheroes out there. But more importantly, Venom, baby. Venom.
I don't know. I'm not really into that one either.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just know a lot of people were.
I know a lot of people are losing their shit over that because it's
Yeah.
amazing, and I have nothing against that. I'm just like, man, I don't know. It's not really speaking to me the way that Doom does, for instance.
Yeah.
I haven't played Doom, but I want to. Spider-Man, it's like that's a game that should. For some reason, I'm just like, eh.
Maybe it might spark some later.
Yeah. Like once it's released, all of a sudden you see some real gameplay footage that just looks really addictive and fun, and it's just like, okay, I
Yeah.
gotta play it. Like Kingdom Hearts 3. You want to know what does it for me? Every time I see the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3,
Woody?
no. There's this one moment where you see Sora. I think it's in the Pirates of the Caribbean level. You see him swimming, and then he just jumps out and starts fighting in the air, and it's just really smooth, and it's like just this neat action-packed transition,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh, that looks so fun. Like it looks like you're gonna be doing aquatic combat and aerial combat. It looks good. So if Spider-Man has something along those lines, I can't wait. Something else that got announced. The Last of Us 2.
Another game I don't care about.
I played a little bit of the first one. Everyone says it's amazing. I have no interest in playing that one.
I never had any interest playing anything to do with The Last of Us.
The Last of Us is one of those games where I tried playing a little bit of it, couldn't get into it, and I know that people are like, how can you not? It's a masterpiece, and it's like, I don't know. Maybe I didn't play enough of it to really get into the whole essence of it. It kind of was a little slow, but that might just be because I was still in the beginning.
No, I think it's a slow game in general.
And so I'm just saying I'm not against it. The gameplay that I saw from it looks really good.
Yeah, visually it looked nice.
It looks like it looks like like gameplay wise, it looks very realistic in a lot of ways that I was saying. So that's good.
Yeah, I just I'm not into that whole thing. And when people say, what aren't you into? I say, well, look at the games I like. I obviously do not have good taste in games.
Well, I'm more of a retro gamer through and through. And that's all I really have to say about it.
I'm the kind of guy that when I get one game that I really like, I will spend like 3,000 hours in it.
Yeah.
And I'll play nothing else besides that. That's fine.
Game. I mean, I like a lot of things too, but I don't know. Every now and then I need to mix it up. But yeah, that was a game that was announced. It didn't really spark any huge interest, but it was a game that I think a lot of people are looking forward to. I've heard a lot of people talk about it up at work, so there's that. And then there were some indie games. I think there was a Cyberpunk game that was announced.
Cyberpunk 20 whatever. A lot of people are really excited about that one.
I wouldn't mind picking that up.
I don't know anything about it, so whatever.
I mean, when I say I would pick that up, I would wait until I actually see gameplay and look up more about it closer to when it's released.
It's another game that will never, if it gets on my PC, it will never run on my computer. So
well, I'm thinking well, here's the thing. I'm thinking it might be released for the Switch or.
Really?
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying like a console release.
Well, I only
if it
have
has a wide console release, I mean, I could imagine it being like on the Switch and the PS3 and the Xbone.
PS3?
Yeah, PS4.
I was gonna say PS3. It's still making games for the PS3. I'll buy games for the PS3.
No, PS4. PS4. My bad.
I don't have those. I don't have an Xbox
you
One.
Have a Switch?
I do have a Switch.
Yeah, I'm just saying like a wide console release. It'll be released for the Switch.
If they do that, then sure, I'll reconsider it.
Yeah. There's another one, another indie game that I'm more interested in, because it has a trigger word in it, Zelda-like, and it's called Tunic.
Oh, I don't know about that one.
It stars an anthropomorphic fox. It looks very cartoony and very Zelda-like, and I want to play it.
I thought I heard about My Friend Pedro.
I didn't hear about that.
It's some weird Devolver game.
But I would totally play Tunic because it looks really good. Yeah. So there is one more game I have to talk about because it's the only other game I can think of in the list of E3 games that were announced.
Okay.
And it's coming out next year. And the thing about it is, it's coming out a few days before Kingdom Hearts 3.
Ooh.
And what this tells me is I have to beat it in a short span so I can move on to Kingdom Hearts 3. I have to beat it, master it, and then go play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay,
but it's important because I will be doing this for the channel at some point. And I know I'll be doing it for the channel.
Mega Man?
No. Oh yeah, that also got announced, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. But no, not Mega Man. Not Mega Man.
Oh.
Resident Evil 2, the remake, baby.
Oh yeah. I heard about that. Oh
man. I am so tempted. Like, I am motivated to go play Resident Evil. Like, the HD remake and all sorts of other things. Which, by the way, that's a topic that you and me have to talk about after this.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get to that. But outside that, yeah, no, the remake's coming out, and it looks really good. And it's something I've been waiting for years. I've had an eye on that for years. And finally, we got more information and a release date, so I am looking forward to it.
Well, great.
No, it's not just great. It's fantastic, man. It's amazing. Going back to Resident Evil 2, baby.
Res Evil 2,
you gotta
baby.
understand. You gotta understand. Resident Evil 2 is in my top 10 list. It's in my top 10 games.
Leon S. Kennedy.
That's my boy. If he was in Smash, I mean, more of a reason to buy Universe or Ultimate. Keep mixing those two.
Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, but he's never. I can't see Leon S. Kennedy getting put into Smash anytime soon.
I don't think they're gonna add any more characters. I think what they announced.
Well, I can see them adding like maybe 1 or 2 characters when it's released. But I know it's not going to be a lot if they do add more characters.
As DLC?
Well, as DLC maybe, but I'm thinking like 1 or 2 characters didn't get announced that will be available upon release.
Goku?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm just saying, like, I think there might be 1 or 2 characters in the game that haven't been announced yet.
It's not why.
I have no idea. It's an unknown. I feel like it's maybe we'll know closer to release date, but honestly, I'm just thinking 1 or 2 characters. That's it. I know that there's just not going to be a whole lot more added to Smash. But that said, I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 2. It's going to be amazing. I think... Chaz? Uh-oh. Okay, I'm just going to resume. Yeah, we're going. We're good.
Cool.
That was weird.
Yes. What they'll do, right?
Yeah.
Is they're gonna add more characters because they introduced that.
They're not gonna
Echo
add that many.
Nonsense. They're gonna add more because they added that Echo Epsilon characters or whatever. So there's gonna be a ton of clones.
I don't think so. I mean, there might be some reskins.
It's gonna be like Clefairy.
I think they saw some reskin. I think I saw some reskins.
It's gonna have Clefairy, and Clefairy's gonna be like Jigglypuff.
I don't think so.
And it's gonna have like who else is there in the game? It's gonna have Blood Falcon.
No.
And he's gonna be like Captain Falcon.
What is this? Some kind of creepypasta? Blood Falcon?
That's a real character in F-Zero, man.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, man. The mention of blood just triggers this creepypasta.
That's his name. His name's Blood Falcon.
I believe it.
He's an evil clone of Captain Falcon.
What
That's
is this,
basically-
Dark Link?
Watch, Dark Link's gonna be a character. Well, Dark Pit's already a
Yeah,
character.
well, Dark Link kind of is a character, sorta. I mean, isn't it like some sort of alternative like color for Link?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Resident Evil 2, baby.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to Resident Evil 2.
I
think it's gonna be good.
Look forward to Let's Go Pikachu.
I'm looking forward to Let's Go Eevee. Okay, so I think that's really all there is for Kingdom Hearts, or I think that's really all there is for E3. Now we can go back to Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
So,
And tell me about the gummy ship and how it's not really a gummy, but really a ship.
okay, gummy refers to the material used for the ship. It's very rubbery.
It's very gummy-like, so if I bit into it,
No.
I would have
It's-
a delicious fruit
no.
snack.
It's very rubbery, much like a gummy. That's why it's called the gummy ship.
Oh, okay.
It's the texture of the material. The only point of that is so that they can use it to travel from world to world on their
Now,
vessel.
does that come back in 2?
Yes.
The gummy ship?
Well, there's the gummy ship. It's a lot different than it is in the first game.
Because I absolutely hated flying that thing. It was such a waste of time.
It's a little bit different in the second
And
game.
then when you get the warp thing, that made everything so much better.
Yeah, well, I'm just gonna say this: flying in Kingdom Hearts 2 is different than flying in the first game.
Okay.
It's a lot more of a shooter type minigame. It's different. That's all I can really say about it.
I just hated flying that
You
thing.
might hate flying in 2 more than you hated flying in 1, or you might like it more because it's more your style. I get the feeling it's gonna be you're not gonna be a fan of it.
I don't know if I'll even play 2, so we don't know.
Actually, that's true. I don't think you will. You're just not into the Kingdom Hearts series I am.
I liked the first game. I liked it.
To be fair, I think that's the only one that you can say about it. Like, if you're not really into Kingdom Hearts, because once you start delving into the rabbit hole, there's no getting out.
I stopped at 1.
Yeah, that's fine. Stop at 1. You're probably better off for it. You were asking about Nobodies and Roxas. So the thing about Sora, which,
Yes.
by the way, I should probably add, the rest of this conversation, the rest of this episode will probably just be dedicated to Kingdom Hearts and Chaz asking me questions.
Yes.
If you have any questions, feel free to post in the comment section. I'll try to get back to you with as short of an answer as possible, which may be a long essay, so you've been warned, but I will try to answer any questions.
And if you have questions about my questions, I will answer them.
I will relay them to Chaz.
My questions, Chaz.
Furthermore-
why did you play first game?
Furthermore, this is a bit dated. Kingdom Hearts 3 hasn't been released. If you're watching this after it's been released and some of this information has been retracted or, changed, forgive me. I only know so much, and based on what they've given me so far.
Yes.
So, Roxas is Sora's nobody.
And what's a nobody?
So, a nobody is essentially... It's the body proportion when the heart is released.
Okay.
Because what happens in the first game is Sora stabs himself with Keyblade to release his heart. And the reason he does this is because he has multiple hearts within himself.
Oh my
At
god.
the time of Kingdom Hearts, he only knows that there's Kairi, trapped in his heart. Because at the beginning of the game, you see Kairi. Kairi is the female childhood friend of, Sora and Riku. She's the third wheel, essentially.
Yeah.
She doesn't do a lot until, the latter half of Kingdom Hearts, but I digress. It's one of the reasons Sora's out going where he is, because he's also trying to find Kairi along with trying to find Riku. Anyways, so at the very beginning, you see the door. The door is open. That's a thing that Donkey said. When he gets to the door, quote unquote, the door, Kairi standing there, and then she just kind of flies into Sora and then like fades out. That's essentially Sora getting her heart. The Sora receiving Kairi's heart.
So she dead?
No, she's in a catatonic state because she's different. She's the Princess of Light. They're different than regular people. See, people, your average Joe has darkness and light in their heart. You know, it's a symbiotic balance.
Okay.
You can't live with one or the other. But princesses of light are different. They only contain light. They cannot have darkness.
Oh.
If darkness consumes their heart, they go into a catatonic state. They can't become a heartless. Theoretically, I don't think they can really have a nobody. But then again, Nominee is kind of a weird topic. So we'll just avoid that for the time being. Roxas, on the other hand, was essentially released when Sora stabbed himself to release Kairi's heart because he found Kairi's body in a catatonic state, right?
Yeah.
And so in order to like release his heart so her heart could go back into her body, he stabbed himself with Keyblade. Not his own Keyblade, it was Riku's Keyblade at the time.
Ooh.
This, because it had special powers. It had the power to release people's hearts.
Yeah.
So he did that. He releases Kairi's heart from himself, and it goes back into Kairi. Kairi becomes a full person again. She wakes up from this catatonic state. In doing so, Sora kind of becomes a heartless in the process. Kairi hugs him. It like regains his consciousness, and he's basically just half of himself. He's like heart and spirit at this point. And that's like the rest of the game. You're playing as Sora's heart and spirit. Now, what happens to his body is, I don't know, like, I think it's his body and spirit, like, both, like, his spirit got kind of divided into two, so he's got, like, his heart and spirit, and that's his consciousness for that game, and then you have, like, the other half, which is Roxas.
Then that's his body.
Yeah, but the thing is, Sora also contained another person's heart.
Oh, God.
And that was Ventus. Now, I mentioned Ventus briefly in Birth by Sleep, because there's three characters. There's Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. Ventus looks exactly like Roxas. In fact, it's actually the other way around. Roxas looks like Ventus. But Birth by Sleep didn't come out until later on after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay.
But it's a prequel to the whole entire series. You could call it Kingdom Hearts 0, essentially.
Oh.
I think it takes place, I want to say, like, 12 years before, but I don't know. Not important, it takes place, like, several years beforehand.
Okay.
Might have been 8, I don't remember. Sora and Riku are little kids in that game. And I could go into the reasons why Ventus is in Sora's heart at this point, but it's a huge, huge, confusing mess. But the reason Roxas does not look like Sora is because his appearance is influenced by another person in his heart.
Oh.
Who is also a Keyblade wielder. And this is why Sora and Roxas wield two Keyblades.
Oh. Because they can.
No, because Sora has
Two hearts.
he has another Keyblade wielder in himself.
Oh, okay. And so what's Riku up to? Why does he have Keyblade? Where's his nobody?
Well, Riku didn't have his heart. His heart didn't separate from his body. He was just possessed.
Oh.
By Xehanort, essentially. Ansem at the time.
Okay.
Now, Riku's a little bit of a different story, but I will only go based on what you ask.
So Riku, right?
Yeah.
Is he a good guy or is he a bad guy?
In the first game, he's your rival that kind of becomes a pawn of the antagonist, but by Chain of Memories, which is the second game. He starts trying to carve his own path, and he starts trying to aid Sora and the gang. He becomes a good guy.
Okay, so he stays good.
Yeah, he stays good. He no longer becomes possessed. His thing is he's able to use darkness, but he's able to use it for the light, essentially. He found that perfect balance where he can utilize both his light and darkness to allow him to use darkness without being consumed by it.
Okay. Can you play as Riku?
In certain games, you can play as Riku. In Chain of Memories and Dream Drop Distance, you play as Riku.
Oh, cool. Alright, so why is Squall in the game?
Well, partly for a cameo, but the thing about Final Fantasy characters, aside from being a cameo, Kingdom Hearts is kind of its own universe. So these cameos play a different role in this universe. They're not related to their own canonical game. Separate universes. The appearance is more of a cameo, but their role is more unique to the games.
Oh, okay. And what does he do?
He aids Sora, and then you fight him at this place where you fight a bunch of guys. Kind of a separate deal, really.
So, the idea of Roxas, right? Since he's a Sora's nobody, right?
Yeah, but his appearance is influenced by someone else.
Is he friends with Sora?
Okay.
Does he like him?
Do you want me to give you the honest, long, drawn-out answer on that?
Give me the condensed version.
Very hard to do. I'll try.
Oh,
Because it's a very confusing mess. So, based on this first line, you're already going to be confused. You're going to say, how is that even possible? So, when Ventus was...
That's the guy who...
That's the original guy that went into Sora.
Okay.
Ventus was originally Master Xehanort's apprentice. Master Xehanort had this huge plan. He wanted to create the Keyblade, but not Keyblade as in, like, Keyblade. Keyblade as in key, like the Greek symbol for key. Hyphen blade.
Okay.
It's the key that opens Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
It's a huge deal. He Master Xehanort wants to find Kingdom Hearts, open it up. He's a scientist. Bad shit is gonna happen if he does this. I don't even know his master plan, but he does.
Okay.
Okay, so what he found out is, in order to create the Keyblade, you need a person of pure darkness and pure light, and they need to be in sync and balance. Now, typically, you cannot have a person who is just darkness and light. However, I think Master Xehanort found a loophole around this, and that's basically he found Ventus, separated his light from darkness, so they became two people, which shouldn't be able to happen. In fact, Ventus, his light half, was fading away. It was dying, essentially. In order to sustain itself, it makes this soul connection with a baby that was just born at the same time, and that was Sora.
Oh God.
So essentially, Ventus links up with Sora, sustains himself for a little while, and then he becomes fully able to be a person that's basically just light.
Okay.
This is in Birth by Sleep, by the way.
Okay.
And what happens throughout the game, in that game, is you have this other guy as the dark half of Ventus, which becomes Vanitas.
Oh God.
But Vanitas doesn't look like Roxas or Ventus. Vanitas looks like Sora, but Sora, like at this point he's just a little kid. But Vanitas looks like Sora in the games
Okay.
because of that soul connection, supposedly. That's the idea behind it. It's not like Heart and Nobody. It's not like a Heartless and a Nobody. They're essentially two halves of a person, but just like the light and the darkness of that heart.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. And supposedly, when you're just like darkness, you can you can like bring raw emotions into, like, you can manifest raw emotions into physical form. And so in Birth by Sleep, you end up fighting this entity called the Unverse. They're not heartless, but they're basically like the Heartless.
Oh.
You fight them throughout the entire game. It's not the Heartless, it's the Unverse, but they act like the Heartless, and it's essentially the manifestation of Vanitas' negative emotions.
Oh. So, Roxas doesn't like Sora.
No. Vanitas is the dark half of Ventus.
And
Roxas is the
Who's
nobody
Roxas?
of Sora. Two separate things. They're not related. They're related in the sense of how they got created.
so does Roxas even know Sora?
Yes. In Kingdom Hearts 2, at the beginning, Roxas starts having memories of Sora and his past.
Okay.
Because in Chain of Memories, what happens is you go into Castle Oblivion. What happens in Castle Oblivion is, as the further you go up, the more you forget your memories. Turns out, there is actually a person behind it. This is Naminé. She's a witch, quote unquote. And she has the power to mess with your head, rearrange your memory so you start forgetting things and you remember it differently. Turns out it's only unique to Sora and anyone who's like linked to Sora. Hence, Chain of Memories.
Okay.
So at the end of the game, Sora's head is like really, really jumbled up, and everyone that remembers him is like super jumbled up. They don't even remember him, except Donald and Goofy, and their heads are like all affected because of this.
Yeah.
So, Naminé's like, I can fix your memory, but it's gonna take a while. It takes like a year. And so, he gets put into stasis, and he's essentially in this hibernation chamber while Naminé is trying to rearrange his memories so it's back the way that he remembers things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she can't complete everything until Roxas is merged back with Sora. He becomes a whole person. Because Roxas has half of his memories.
Right.
So, the idea is Roxas remembers Sora because he had to fuse back with Sora so he could become a full person. But the thing is, Roxas kind of resents Sora because he had his own, like, he was kind of like living his own life, you know? Even though nobody's theoretically can't have emotions. They can fake it, but they can't really, like, have unique emotions. Like, their attitude and personality is very reminiscent of the person that they were, but they're still just kind of half a person.
Right.
So, Roxas being kind of a special case. He's just like, he's envious that he's not able to be a full person. So, it kind of sucks for him, but at the same time, he realizes, I have to do this. It kind of comes back later in Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, there's this confrontation, then, like, they're able to just... I don't know, Sora kind of forgives, like, Roxas kind of forgives him or something. I don't know, they kind of become in sync, and all of a sudden Sora...
And then they merge.
No, this is later in the game. They merge earlier in the game, but there's this hint that, I don't know, something's holding Sora back. It gets resolved later, towards the end of the game. And that's the confrontation. It takes place inside Sora, essentially. In Final Mix 2, which is like the DLC re-release because it's a PlayStation 2 game and it's before DLC, you actually got to play out this entire confrontation. You get to fight Roxas.
Sora versus Roxas.
Yeah. and it's pretty hard fight if I remember correctly.
All right. Does Ventus like Sora?
I think so. I mean, I would imagine so. And here's the reason why. They made a link when Sora was an infant. Like Roxas or Ventus called into the void and Sora answered. And Sora's like, you can use my heart as a place of rest. And so Ventus just kind of was there, able to sustain his body essentially, or his entire being. And the thing about Birth by Sleep at the end of it is Ventus goes back into Sora because he's like a person throughout all of Birth by Sleep, and then at the end, the final confrontation, he defeats Ventus. But the thing about that is he defeats half of himself, so he can't technically be alive.
Right.
That's the idea. Like you commit suicide. I don't know. It's a weird form of seppuku, I guess you could kind of say it. Awkward comparison, but the idea is there. So, that's the thing. If Ventus defeats Vanitas, then Ventus will stop existing. But what happens is, as he defeats Vanitas and he's kind of slipping into a coma, he like soul links back with Sora, and Sora's the little kid at this point, and he's like, "Hey, can I rest here?" And Sora, being a little kid, is just like, "Yeah, that's fine." And so Ventus now currently he's in Castle Oblivion. He's in a secret chamber and he's just resting. By the way, Castle Oblivion was originally called I forget. It's the starting place in Birth by Sleep. And then things happen. It gets changed, and so it becomes Castle Oblivion.
Where's Donald and Goofy in all this?
In Birth by Sleep?
Yeah.
They're not in the game. Mickey's in the game. Donald and Goofy are, I don't know, they're at Castle Disney. That's the world.
Oh. And so do Donald and Goofy like all these people?
I'd imagine so.
Do they kind of just like whatever Sora likes, we like?
Pretty much.
Oh, cool.
Ventus is currently in I said he was in a coma, right?
You said he was like resting somewhere.
He's in a coma, resting in Castle Oblivion.
Oh, okay. And alright, so that's all those crazy people. So,
by the way, all these plot points are gonna get resolved by Kingdom Hearts 3. Sora's gonna save everyone. That's what we've been told.
So he's gonna let Roxas be a real boy.
No, well, maybe.
He's gonna save
Ventus is gonna be a real boy. I think that's the idea. Ventus is gonna be a real boy. He's gonna be whole again.
Why do they gotta look alike? Why can't they look like different people?
Well, the reason Roxas and Ventus look alike is because Ventus rests inside Sora's heart, and so is Nobody. While it is Sora's Nobody, it's influenced by the fact that Ventus is there. Vanitas, kind of the same situation, but with Sora. Except not resting in there, just influenced.
I think I'm starting to put the pieces together, and I don't like
when you have a Nobody. Normally when you have a Nobody, they do look a lot like the original person, like almost to a T, maybe with some slight differences.
I'm understanding this, and I'm not sure that it's a good thing that I'm understanding this, because this is like the most
you delve into
crazy,
that. No, it is.
This is the craziest thing I've ever
heard. It is really that convoluted. And the only reason I know this off the top of my head, or explaining it the best that I can off the top of my head, is because I've delved into these games.
Who designed this? This person clearly must be crazy.
Tetsuya Nomura?
Alright, well, Tetsuya Nomura, you're crazy. It's like, yeah, let's make this guy look like this guy, and then this guy look like this guy, and he exists in this guy's heart, but really he looks like this guy because this guy's also in this guy's heart, but not really because he's a not real person. And then Donald and Goofy.
Yeah, Donald
Let's
and Goofy.
Let's make sure Donald doesn't heal you on time. No. That's the joke.
Well, I mean, that's just gameplay-wise, and that's in the first game. Second game's a
where's
little
Mickey
different, but I don't remember if it's any better or worse.
Where's Mickey Mouse in all this? Where is he in the first game?
Okay, first game, he's wandering around doing things. I think he's there's a chapter. It's like the prologue chapter in Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Oh
It was
God,
introduced.
why is
It was
vague?
introduced. It's actually a collaboration of 3 different things. See, there's essentially what they decided to do is they decided to make a collaboration of all the various different games, because the thing you gotta understand, a lot of the side games didn't exactly get released for the console.
Yeah.
Like you have, I think it's 2 out of 356 days, Kingdom Hearts 2 out of 3. That focuses on the story and events of Roxas while he was in Organization 13.
Oh God.
You have Birth by Sleep, which
What's the one that was on the Game Boy Advance?
Chain of Memories.
Oh,
Original
okay.
Chain of Memories, which got re-released for the PS2 called Chain of Memories. It's just a remake though.
Okay.
But anyways, essentially what these are is it's a collaboration of these games put onto PS3 or the PS4. They actually put the collaborations all together onto a single PS4 disc.
Okay.
But then you have Kingdom Hearts 2.8, which is it's Dream Drop Distance, which was the game for the 3DS. You have a movie, which is, I think, in reference to the mobile game, which is also canon, but that's a whole nother can of worms that I didn't really focus on too much.
Oh my God.
There's the mobile game, and okay, so the thing about the mobile game is there's rumors of this Keyblade War. It gets thrown out here and there. And so, like the mobile game, I believe it's in reference to all these Keyblade wielders that you saw in like the Keyblade Graveyard and Birth by Sleep. Because there's a bunch of Keyblades, and supposedly there was a giant war, and stuff happened, and no one knows really what happened with that. But I'm moving on because it's a confusing mess in and of itself.
Okay, so where's Mickey Mouse?
So, going back to Kingdom Hearts 2.8, in that game there was also this prologue chapter to Kingdom Hearts 3, which takes place during the events of Kingdom Hearts.
The first one.
Yeah, the first one. Because Mickey wasn't there. Mickey was off doing his things. We never really saw him. Supposedly he was getting the Keyblade of Darkness, which is essentially, it looks a lot like the Kingdom Key, which is the original Keyblade that Sora wields.
Yeah.
But it's a different color scheme.
Okay.
And I think the idea is you play as Aqua, who was one of the characters in Birth by Sleep. She's kind of wandering around the realm of darkness because at the end of it she gets trapped there, and she's wandering around there for 2 years, even though I think it's been 11 years or something along that line. I think it was 11 years. Anyways, she's been there like all this time, right? But the realm of darkness works differently. Time is condensed. It flows differently.
Okay.
So it's been about 2 years for her. And she's basically going insane, but then all of a sudden it's like, oh, another person. How'd you get here? And Mickey's like, I'm looking for something, and he finds the Keyblade, and yeah, that's what happens.
Does he say, haha, oh boy?
Yeah, I think so. He's also a dick. He kind of leaves Aqua there, trapped in the realm of darkness.
Well, that sounds like Mickey.
It's terrible. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, well, in Chain of Memories, he's assisting Riku so he doesn't fall back into darkness. That's kind of the thing. He's just kind of like like associating with Riku. In 2, he starts playing a more prominent role, assisting Sora and the gang.
Oh,
Yeah.
they find him.
Well, I mean, he assists you for a lot of. He assists you throughout the game. Like, I think if you're about almost dead, you can play as, like, Mickey will just randomly show up and like aid the party, and you play as Mickey for a brief, like, period.
Is he super strong?
Sorta. I remember it's kind of like it's a random saving grace, sort of.
Uh-huh.
But it also feels like you're playing as Yoda from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is you feel like Yoda
He
from
feels
Star
like
Wars?
Yoda from
He's
Star
so
Wars.
short.
Yeah, he's really short and he's just jumping around with his Keyblade, and it's kind of cool, but it's kind of weird at the same time. It handles very differently. Uh, and then I remember he has a bunch of things to say plot wise.
And he's the king.
He's the king. He's the king of the Disney characters, or at least
So
like
where's
Disney
where's
Kingdom.
Minnie?
Minnie is in the Disney Kingdom, being Queen Minnie.
Oh, okay.
You do see her in the first game, but you actually get to interact with her in the second game. The Disney Castle is an actual world that you go to in the second game.
Yeah, I didn't think you can go to it in the first game.
No, you don't. You see it in cutscenes,
Yeah.
and I think you can see it in like the overscreen, like when you're in your gummy ship.
Yeah.
But you can never
but you
go
can't
there.
go to it. Yeah, I've always thought it was my game that was glitching when I couldn't go.
It's a place that always taunts you, but you can never go there until the second game.
Oh, okay. And then Hercules.
Yeah.
He's there.
He's not in the Disney Castle. He's in Mount Olympus.
He
He has his own world.
And he helps you fight him in the Colosseum.
You can fight him in the Colosseum. That place has more of a prominent role in the second game, and I know it's going to be in the third game because it's in the trailer, and you see a bunch of the Titans from the movie.
Yeah, I saw the lava one.
Yeah. And James Woods voices Hades, and that's pretty awesome because he
cool.
reprises his role from the movie.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where is Aladdin?
Aladdin is in Agrabah.
He's just there.
Well, all the Disney characters, what you have to understand is they don't travel with Sora. They just reside in their own world.
And they help you if you want
they help you if you ever go to that world, but they are at their world doing their things at their world, kind of acting as a guardian from the Heartless.
Yeah. So you got like Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, who's returning in Kingdom Hearts 3 and also looks significantly better than he did in Kingdom Hearts 2. All the models from the Pirates of the Caribbean world look a lot better. I do have to say that. There's not really this uncanny valley. It actually looks like legitimate, like good. I don't know if I can say motion capture, but it looks good for like the models that they got going on in the third game.
So are the 101 Dalmatians in the second game too?
I don't remember, and I don't think so.
Because that was a pain in the butt.
That was a side quest. It was like a collectible side quest. Although I do have to say, gratefully, they did just lump them into groups. Like when you found one, you found three.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit better. So you only really need to find, I think, 33 Dalmatians.
Yeah. I remember they're all over the place.
Yeah.
And I found them all.
Yeah.
And the worst one was like the one in the whale.
I mean, the whale was a confusing place. I remember getting stuck there trying to jump high. Yep. Not realizing that you actually have to equip the skill.
Yep. And then Sephiroth.
Yeah, well, that's a super boss. That's a super boss, I should say.
He was pretty hard.
Oh, I believe it. Sephiroth is a super boss, and the thing about Kingdom Hearts super bosses, they're pretty relentless until you equip the block command. Then it's all a game of patterns.
Well, he was pretty hard, and I beat him twice.
Good. if you play the Final Mix version of Kingdom Hearts 1, or maybe even 2, I don't know, I haven't done Final Mix 2, but if you play Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix, which is in the 1.5 chapter,
Uh-huh.
that collaboration, you get a Keyblade for doing that.
For beating Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Huh.
In the first game, I think you just get experience.
Yep.
And,
That's how I grind to the max level.
Yep.
By fighting him and the Ice Titan.
The Ice Titan is significantly easy.
Yes, he is.
In comparison, because all you gotta do is just like reflect his attacks.
Yep.
And then you can fight the Earth Titan, but he's hard to do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily combat wise, he's easy as shit, but getting to him is kind of a challenge because you have to do like those 100 matches, and I've done it.
Okay. And then you got like
The Hades Cup.
Then you got the scary guy in the desert with Agrabah.
Oh, Kurt Ziza. Funny story about him. He's named after someone who won a contest.
Well, I didn't like him.
A tough battle.
And then you got the scary Phantom.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you got the Phantom up in the clock tower.
I definitely don't like him. I definitely didn't like him. He was the worst.
Well, he's tricky because the thing is, it's a time battle, but you can actually stop the clock tower.
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
You have to constantly keep casting stop on the clock tower because you get a counter and it's essentially doom. But you can slow it, and every time it ticks down, it kills someone.
Yep.
And you can't revive them, if I remember correctly. You can revive people normally, but not in that game. Or not in that battle.
I was down to Peter Pan and me, because Donald went bye-bye. Peter Pan.
Yep. I mean, you also have Goofy.
Was he there with you?
No, well, I mean, you can either have one or the other.
I think I think Goofy sat on the sidelines.
Probably.
I usually did. I usually put Goofy on the sidelines.
You wanted to see how the other characters played out?
Well, I always went with Donald, me, and whoever was the person of that world.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was Aladdin, it was me, Donald, and Aladdin.
Yeah, fair enough. Did you beat Kingdom Hearts?
The first one, yeah.
Oh wow, I missed that part.
I did everything you possibly could in that game except playing on hard.
Did you get the secret ending?
I have no idea. It's been years.
The secret ending actually alludes to the final confrontation between Roxas and Riku.
I have no idea.
It looks really cool. I'll bring it up at some point, but
okay. I remember like a rainy thing.
Yeah, I think that's it. That is the cutscene.
Okay, then yes,
it's a really pretty looking cutscene.
I remember it looked nothing like the game.
It
was like better looking.
Yeah, well, I mean that FMV, full motion video.
Yeah.
No, that's the secret cutscene. You got it.
And I thought, wait, what else do I have to do?
It's alluding to future events because Kingdom Hearts, it wasn't over yet, and it was alluding. Well, at the time you didn't know, you were just really confused, probably as you are now. But it was alluding to the final confrontation between Roxas and Riku.
Oh, okay. Well, I just remember playing that game a lot, and then 2 came out, and I never went out to get 2.
That's okay.
A Chain of Memories and all that.
I'll say 2 plays a lot better than the first one. It's a lot faster.
Yeah.
But that's when the story really starts getting convoluted, especially because you have all these characters being introduced from Chain of Memories. So if you didn't play Chain of Memories, then you're kind of lost.
Well, I didn't play Chain of Memories.
And also, Chain of Memories has a very different combat style. It's a card RPG.
Oh, I don't think I like that. Is it like that Rememories or whatever the heck? Is it like that in the remake?
Yeah. I think I think it plays a little differently just because your moving is a bit more in the 3 dimension, like it
Mhm.
is in regular Kingdom Hearts, but you still fight with cards. I haven't played it. I played the Game Boy one or the Game Boy Advance. That's the one that I remember, but
Yeah,
I don't know. I might go back play Kingdom Hearts Final
Chain of.
Mix. Cuz here's the thing, Final Mix, they added a lot more requirements trying to get like the ultimate weapon in that game. It's
Mhm.
not easy cuz you have to go fight some of the secret heartless which don't show up and you have to do it multiple times to get components.
Yeah,
It's not
and
fun.
you give it to the Moogles and they fix it.
Yeah. And that's how you get the ultimate weapon in that game.
That's how you get it in the first game.
Well, yeah, but in the first game it's a lot easier. Well,
Well,
in not Final Mix, it's a lot easier.
I got it in the first game.
Yeah, I did too, and it's
And I
awesome.
got the Donald and Goofy one as well.
Yeah, I think
Go.
you do that by fighting in the Coliseum.
Yep, that's exactly what you do.
So you really went all out and got everything.
Yeah, I did everything you could possibly do except beat it on hard mode.
Oh, I see. Here's the thing: in hard mode, you actually don't have to do everything.
Oh.
To get the good ending, you just have to beat it.
I just didn't play it on hard mode
And
because I
that's
was like,
fine.
I'm not starting over again.
Mm-hmm. So I think we're gonna end it here because it's been about 2 hours.
Okay.
And I think
I should probably get ready for bed myself.
yeah. I can't think of anything else unless you have any other questions when it comes to Kingdom Hearts.
Well, when you walk away, you don't hear me say.
Please, oh baby, don't go. Say it with me now. Simple and clean as the way that you're making me
Make
feel
some-
tonight. It's hard to
Yeah.
let go.